Okay, let's dive right into this one. It's a question that, seems so simple on the surface, right? But in modern India, wow, it is loaded with complexity, with judgment, and honestly, some pretty surprising realities. We're asking, can a man and a woman really be just friends? So just think about that for a second. For you, listening to this, the answer might be a super obvious, well, yeah, of course. But what if I told you that for a huge chunk of the population, the answer is a hard, firm no? Yep, you heard that right. What we're seeing here is this really widespread mindset in India, where the whole idea, the very concept of a platonic friendship between a guy and a girl, is met with some serious skepticism. Sometimes it's even just outright disbelief. And look, it's easy to think, oh, that must be a traditional rural thing. Something that doesn't really apply to the big modern cities. But that's just not true. This way of thinking is alive and well even in the heart of major places like Delhi, and even among the young and educated. The thing is, this isn't just a vague feeling or a few stories here and there. Nope. It is a measurable, real phenomenon. So for our first section, let's actually dig into the data. Let's see what the research tells us about all this doubt. So get this, actual research done by Meta, working with a bunch of universities, found something pretty stark. More than half, let that sink in, more than half of India's population does not accept that a man and a woman can be just friends. This isn't just a hunch anymore. This puts a real number on it, a hard statistic that, honestly, we just can't ignore. Okay, so why does this even matter? Who cares? Well, we should all care. Because this isn't just about who you can grab a coffee with. This connects to a much, much bigger picture. A nation can't really call itself developed until men and women can work together, freely, as equals, as colleagues, as collaborators, and yes, as friends. So this social barrier, it has very real economic consequences. So data gives us the what, but a story gives us the how. To really get our heads around how this plays out in real life, let's dive into a powerful personal story that happened at Delhi University. All right, so the person telling this story, our source, lays it out step by step. Day one, he's having coffee with a female friend. Simple enough, right? But what he didn't know was he was being watched. The very next day, he's having lunch with a different female friend, still being watched. The day after that, he's working on a big university project with his group, which happened to include 3 women. Finally, on day 4, the watchers, a group of his male classmates, decided it was time to approach him. And this is what they asked him, verbatim. Hey brother, how are you doing all this? Give me some tips. I mean, just imagine that question hanging in the air, just dripping with insinuation. The assumption was totally clear. These couldn't possibly be friendships. In their minds, they had to be romantic conquest. And this just perfectly highlights the real problem, doesn't it? It wasn't just that they jumped to the most scandalous conclusion. It's that the idea of a genuine platonic friendship literally did not even enter their minds. It wasn't an option on their menu of possibilities. And when he told them, no, we're just friends, they were genuinely shocked and even admitted they didn't have any female friends themselves. This begs the question, right? Who really pays the price for this kind of judgmental thinking? You might think it's the people being judged, but the real answer, well, it's actually way more surprising. Just look at this breakdown. It's pretty clear. On one side, you've got people with a collaborative mindset. They work with anybody and everybody regardless of gender, and guess what? They grow. They move forward in their careers, in their lives. And on the other side, you have the people who just judge, the ones standing on the sidelines, pointing fingers. And they're the ones who stagnate. They're the ones who get left behind. So here's the absolute crucial takeaway. The real cost, the true damage, is done to the person who's judging. They literally sit and watch their peers build networks, collaborate, and succeed, all while they stay stuck. And the worst part? When they fall behind, they don't look at their own narrow mindset. No, they blame bad luck. This negativity isn't just holding them back in their careers, it's actively poisoning their own mental well-being. Okay, so all of this brings us to our final section. And here I want to kind of elevate the conversation, because all of this, the data, the stories, the consequences, it all builds towards a deeper philosophy, a much more profound idea of what friendship is all about. It really makes you think of those timeless words from Aristotle. Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. I mean, that just so beautifully captures it, doesn't it? The true friendship is a connection of minds, of souls, something that completely transcends what body you're in or what gender you are. And that leads us to a really practical point. It's great to talk about legendary friendships from history, like Krishna and Sadama, but even those incredible bonds had to start somewhere, right? They had to begin with a simple hello, a basic connection. If our society stamps out those simple beginnings because of suspicion, we're robbing ourselves of the chance to ever build something truly great. So I'm gonna leave you with this final thought to chew on. The next time you see a man and a woman together and your gut instinct is to judge, just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what if you're not looking at a scandal? What if you're actually looking at the next great business partnership or an amazing creative